They say the key to life is to follow your passion. Here's a case in point.
Tom Wright introduces us to David Newton, a Beaumont craftsman who has quietly worked in his backyard shop for 30 years, searching for the sound.
It happens a sliver at a time.
I was in the Navy and, gravitated to guys playing guitar.
In a workshop behind his house, David Newton planes and chisels.
And it was an old Gibson, a 30s Gibson LOO. And that thing, golly, it just played itself and it has such a great sound.
He shapes the wood to the sound in his head.
And I've been chasing that sound for my whole life. That sound that, that got in my head.
For 30 years, David has transformed pieces of wood into stringed instruments.
And you do it by carving and listening while you're carving to hear, to hear what you're taking away. And
he learned to play guitar at an early age, and woodworking ran in his family. So it was only natural he tried to build one.
God gave me this creative energy, and it runs in my family. I saw my dad do the same thing. He had a good job. He didn't need to, he didn't need to build, but he was out there all the time. And I'm the same way. If I wasn't building, I'd be a nervous wreck.
David builds what he calls vintage-style guitars and mandolins, simple and plain. What matters most is how they play and how they sound. And when David wants to hear what his hands have created, he invites over a few friends. For years, David focused on just doing guitar repairs. He was busy raising a family, but now he's back to building, to chasing the sound, even though the world may not need one more guitar.
I argue with my friends all the time that build guitars. Surely all the guitars are built. There's no more guitars needed. They're everywhere. But sure enough, somebody wants one, and I try to accommodate them if I can.
In Beaumont, Tom Wright, KFDM 6 News.
David Newton says there is only a limited market in Southeast Texas for hand-built guitars. Most of his commissions these days come from the internet and the contacts around the country. And